I didn't see it.
I'll follow up one more though.
Okay.
If you did see LeBron James play in this series, what did he do to get you guys playing the right type of basketball?
Well, tonight, offensively we wasn't that good. We missed some shots. We didn't play with the same spunk and pace. I thought we played with pace early on, but like 2 minutes ago into the fourth quarter, we kind of just stopped and started walking the ball off the floor. But defensively, I thought we were really good. I thought Lance made some shots. That was part of our game plan to show Paul George a crowd because he's a great player, and we have to give up something, in the playoffs. And I give credit to Lance. He played great today. He made shots, and he kept him in the game. Without his shot making in that first half, we'd probably been up 18 points. So, we did a great job on PG, only having 15 points tonight. Thought we did a great job on CJ Miles the whole series. He's been a calf killer since I've been here. So, defensively, even though they shot 46%, the guys taking the shots and making the shots is who we wanted to take them. So, good job defensively. That's what won this game for us tonight.
Joe Barton, Cleveland.com. Ty, we've been talking about this after almost every game. For the fourth quarters, get away from you. Was tonight the same thing? Offensive problems and fatigue?
Could have been. I gotta watch it. We didn't play good offensively the whole game. We got up, 12, 13 points, but it was because of our defense. But offensively, we only had 11 assists. Shot 41% from the field and 29% from three, which is not us. So we didn't play great offensively, but we got stopped defensively when we needed to, and that's what won us the game.
Obviously now you have a week to think about this, but assuming that it is the same thing and all three of the games were the fourth quarters where you lost the lead, that it's fatigue and again offensive issues, is that something that you have to almost change the game plan to address?
No.
Back left.
Coach, you have to basically over here. Can you summarize the series, please? It's a sweep, but on the other hand, all the games were close, could have gone either way. Just a few thoughts about
just part of the playoffs. Same thing last year against Detroit. Stan's team, they played great. Every game was a close game except for one, and that's just how the playoffs are. And we got 4 wins. That's all that matters.
After Darren came over for quite a few weeks after that, it just didn't look like it was clicking with him, or it looked like he was struggling in the system. Why suddenly do you think this has turned around for him? I don't know, it seemed to start with that Miami game, but why do you think he now looks much better and seems to fit better in the system?
Well, when we first got him, he hadn't played in, I think, 3-4 weeks, in Dallas because he was hurt. So when he came to us, he was out of shape, out of game shape. And, he's been working every day with D-Bill, trying to get in shape, doing extra every single day. And now he's in better shape. And tonight, without him, we wouldn't have won that game. He was spectacular. He was spectacular last game also. So just a veteran, get into the playoffs, knowing our scheme, what we want to do. And he does it right every single time. And that's what you can hang your hat on with veterans. They're going to do it right every single time.
I'm just wondering also just what you thought of Kyrie tonight.
Kyrie was great. They were trying to switch a lot of things. They were doing different things defensively. And, Kyrie being one of the best one-on-one players in the league, he could take advantage of it. And I think in that third quarter, we needed him to step up and score the basketball. He really did that for us.
Chris in the back.
Ty, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. In the third quarter, at one point, you put LeBron on Jeff Teague instead of Kyrie. What was the thinking behind that, and did you get out of that what you were hoping to for that stretch?
Just a change, give him a different look. I thought Teague was very comfortable in the pick and roll, and just putting LeBron on him to a bigger guy, more physical. And then with Tristan, we can switch. And Bron on Miles Turner's not a mismatch. If Kyrie's on, we can rebound the basketball. So just gave him a different look, and it worked. They went away from it. We put Kyrie back on Teague. They didn't go back to it. So it worked.
Lou, you seem to be getting crazy production out of your reserves, and you feel real comfortable with them. What have they been able to do during this series to allow you to be so comfortable with them being on the floor for so long?
I think it's a matter of getting healthy and getting our second unit together for a short amount of time was tough for us. But they understand when they go into the game. They understand who they're going to be playing with. They understand the plays we're going to run. So they get familiar with one another. I think defensively, putting in the schemes of knowing exactly what we want to do every single possession really helped those guys out. And it's a veteran unit out there on the floor. It's RJ, Shannon, Kyle Korver, Bron, D. Will, Shump. So it's a veteran crew out there. They know what they're doing, and they just play the right way.
You mentioned before that you needed to call timeout to get LeBron out at the end of the first quarter. Did how well Kyrie played and the fact you guys stretched out a little bit to 8 or 10 allow you to get him off before the fourth, or would you have done it regardless?
I would have done it regardless. Just to get him those 2.5 minutes at the end of the third was big for us. And when he went out, I think we kept the lead the same. It was 11 when he went out, 11 when he came back. So that was a big bonus for us. And Kyrie and that unit, they really played well to kind of hold the fort down until LeBron got back.
Was RJ hurt all the night, or is there something about 9 that you like a 9-man rotation right now? Because it just seems to be 9.
Yeah, well, I think the way Korver is the way he shoots the basketball and how dangerous he is offensively. To get Korver on the floor, we need to play Shump, and Shump can guard Paul George. Didn't really want to give RJ a steady diet of that, so Shump done so well, the previous game. So by putting him on Paul George and keeping Bron on Paul George, it allowed us to play Korver more. So that's what went into it, Jason.
Wow.
I was just wondering that you scored with like 6 minutes to go, and then it was like 5 or 6, long time before you scored again. What wasn't working at that point in the fourth?
I can't remember.
And Kevin's had a couple of rough shooting nights. I know he rebounded well, but are you concerned, or do you think it's fatigue, or any explanation?
No, he just had a bad shooting night, but he had 16 rebounds. So, when you take away your score, what else can you give the team? And he gave the team, he was good defensively. He had 16 rebounds. That's all you can ask. You're not going to make shots every single night, and we know that, but the effort and intensity has to be there, and with him rebounding basketball is big for us.
Jeff Zone8, USA Today. Ty, outside of getting the 4 wins in the series victory, what encouraged you about this series moving forward and in terms of addressing some of the things you wanted to see improve?
I thought defensively we took a step forward. I thought we were good defensively. Those first 2 games, the first game was kind of a fill-out game, but the second game they shot 49%, and I thought we was great defensively. And I thought, turning the ball over 19 times, giving them 24 points off our turnovers really hurt us. And same thing in game 3, turning the basketball over, and then we had to get out in transition and get easy buckets. But defensively, I thought we took a step forward, and that's all I wanted to see. I know we can score the basketball, and getting stops is most important. And all these games came down to the wire, and we need to get stops. We got stops.
Coach, LeBron seems to be in more of attack mode this time of this year compared to what he was in the first couple rounds last year. Do you attribute that to the matchup, or just what do you attribute that to?
He just always feels it out. I thought last year, the first round with Detroit, he took the defensive challenge of guarding Tobias, and Kyrie and Kevin carried that load offensively. And I think second round we might have played the Hawks, I think, and the same thing. I think he took the challenge defensively on Bazemore to try to take him out of the game because he plays well against us. And Kevin and Kyrie were just great offensively. And when he needs to score the basketball, he'll take over that. But knowing he didn't have to guard Paul George and to use his effort and his energy on offense, I think he did a great job of that. And just, picking and choosing his spots. But he was really aggressive. And I thought he started the game, in the first half and the first quarter with a lot of pace and a lot of spunk.
We'll go with our last 2 here, Jason and then David.
LeBron hasn't lost a first-round game in 5 years. We swept the last 5 years. Is there any logical explanation to how that can happen? 21 now in a row, 21 first-round games in a row he's won?
Great coaching. Spo's did a great job. But no, I mean, it's just tough. Playoffs are tough, and series can go either way, and every possession counts. And with him being number 1 and number 2 seed, and playing a lower seed, that helps. But each night, every night, it's something different. You just watching the series now. The teams playing now, just some tough series. No matter what seed you are, teams have gotten better, and it's going to be tough games. I'm just fortunate that we was able to get out of this with a sweep, and no one got injured, and now we get a chance to get some rest going into the second round.
last one down for today.
So I was asking you about it yesterday. You guys fall down two. LeBron has the ball in his hands. He
Say
goes.
again?
You guys fell down two. LeBron has the ball in his hands. He goes for three. Is a shot to put you guys up for good. How has that part of his game evolved, or how much of a weapon is LeBron James shooting threes for you guys?
Well, at the end of the game, he's been making them. And, when we need that run or we need that big shot, he's been stepping up and making it. And that's what he gets paid to do. That's why he's the best player in the world. And he does it all the time. So tonight we needed that. We fell behind by 2. They went on a good run. And he made a big shot. And when he made that shot, we didn't look back. So that's what he does.